Okay, everybody, we're so happy to be here with you. Sometimes we get caught off guard. We're live and then, oh, okay, here we are. so, so happy to be here on our usual Friday get together. What's new and coming up with Lipedema? I'm Leslyn Keith, the president of the board and director of research for the Lipedema Project. I'm here with my friends and colleagues. I'm going to have them introduce themselves. Catherine.
Hi, everyone. I'm Catherine, and I'm founder and CEO of Lipedema Simplified and the Lipedema Project, and I'm a Lipedema lady.
And a Jane of all trades, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And Siobhan.
Hi, I'm Siobhan. I'm the research specialist with the Lipedema Project. I do have lipedema. I am not a lady. Um, and so I read a bunch of stuff and I experiment with stuff and I help coordinate other experiments and then I talk about it sometimes.
Sometimes you would talk about it, but I have to say, Siobhan has a very inquisitive mind, and so Catherine leads us to where we need to investigate, and then Siobhan investigates it. So it's a really good team. So we are have a couple of announcements and things that we wanted to share with you, and then if you would, anybody who's here listening to us live, post in the comments where you are in the world. And if you have any things you would like us to talk about, we have some ideas of things we're going to discuss. But if you have something you would like us to talk about, please put it in the comments. And we'd love to hear your thoughts. But to start off with just a couple of announcements, we have coming up in the first weekend in February, we have a special workshop for clinicians. And this is with Dr. Raymond Perin from the UK. And he's going to be teaching clinicians how to do the Perin technique that is, we already know it's good for long COVID, for chronic fatigue syndrome and other conditions. But we're also now looking at it for helping out with the neurolymphatics, the lymphatics of the brain and spinal cord, and maybe might even be a help to central lymphatic dysfunction, things that people with lipedema and lymphedema might have. And so I think this is going to be an exciting workshop, really great information. Make sure you tell your certified lymphedema therapist about it. And you can see that we have a link to be able to find out more about it. But to find out even more about it, we are going to have a free webinar. Dr. Perin is going to be giving us a webinar to talk more about the Perin technique on January 24th. I don't know if we have a link for that yet, but we definitely want you to save the date. Catherine, do we have anything for that yet? Maybe not.
It's going to be the same link that we used. Here it is.
For the December webinar that he did?
No, it's going to be this. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
Let me just change this.
So we're gonna have that posted for you. This the free webinar open to everybody. So clinicians and patients and interested parties, please join us for that webinar. He has done one for us before and was really well received. Make sure you register, even if you're not available on January 24th. I'm not sure what the time it is. I think we did it before, like at 1 p.m. Eastern, but I'm not.
Yeah, it's in the afternoon. Let me check.
Yeah, because we're trying to coordinate UK time with all the way to Pacific time, and maybe not make it too early and on Australia. So I think that's what it is.
It's 1 p.m. Eastern
1 p.m.
time.
Eastern. So please check that out. Register, even if you're not available. You will get the replay as long as you're registered. Anything else you want to say about the Perin webinar?
Yeah, I want to say. Yeah, I just want to say he's brilliant.
Yes.
I have been so amazed because when I was so sick, it really helped enough that Leslyn and Kelly and Jen and I got together with with Dr. Perin, and that conversation led him to come to the US to do this certification training.
Yeah.
It's such a unique opportunity because he's based in the UK.
Yes.
He's coming to the US just to do this certification,
Yes.
and only for 20 people.
Yeah, it's limited. And so there's only a few spots left. Please find out more about it. Feel free to contact us. We would love to have it completely full so that we can get as many people as possible trained in this technique. And so now I want to go ahead and talk about the next thing that's coming up that Siobhan and I are.
Okay, but here's.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Wait. Yeah, here's the thing. We just had the town hall on Thursday. I think, yes, last night. We had the town hall. So that link still has the webinar in it. I mean, the town hall.
Yes.
So use that link that I gave you here, free webinar, later, and it will have Dr. Perin, or come back next week and we'll give you the right one.
Yeah. So sorry, this is going to be more save the date, save the time, because that link is not free yet. It's not free to be used. So keep that in mind. But we do have something else that we want to talk to you about that Siobhan and I are pleased to be working on the program for our next Heart to Heart event. And so that is Keto and Beyond. This is really going to focus on nutrition for lipedema and lymphedema. Siobhan, you want to share some thoughts on this upcoming Heart to Heart?
Yeah, so for this one, we decided to really focus in on the holistic approach as it's applied to nutrition. So with the October event, we were looking at the holistic approach overall, but now we're really keying in on this nutrition aspect and specifically how we can apply a holistic approach to it. Because for anybody who's tried to adopt a therapeutic diet or even just change the way that they eat a little bit to feel better, it is so complex, and it really does require looking at the social aspect, the community component of food, and how to navigate that, the psychological component, like just every single part, including the physical and how nutrition impacts us. Mm-hmm. So for this, we already have some confirmed speakers. So speaking of the psychological aspect, we're going to be having Dr. Georgia Ebe speaking, which is super exciting. She has a book coming out this month called Change Your Diet, Change Your Mind. And she is a psychiatrist who specifically focuses on metabolic psychiatry. So that is actually using nutritional and metabolic approaches to impact mental health and even mental disorders. Uh-huh. So in terms of how that applies to lipedema, mental health really, really locks in with how we approach and how we think about ourselves and our place in the community. So that's one aspect. But we also have a bunch of other people, including Jen Unwin. She helps with a practice in the UK, looking at things like sugar addiction and patient-led approaches to lifestyle. So not just a doctor telling you what to do, right, but kind of you figuring out what you want to do, which is really important. We also have Brian Wiley. He works with Dr. Tro, and he'll be talking a bit about how to do this within a budget. So some really good tips and tricks for that from the practical side of things. We have more to come. And it's not just going to be...
I just got confirmation from Dr. Gabrielle Ferber from Germany, who has been using ketogenic nutrition for her patients with lipedema for over 15 years now, with spectacular results. But she's also was on the committee that was developing new guidelines in Germany for the treatment of lipedema. And nutrition is in the guidelines. And so one of the things that she thought she might talk to us about is, okay, now we have those guidelines. Let's take a look at those. And is what they're doing in Germany, might this be a good template for guidelines for the care of lipedema elsewhere? in the world. So so that's going to be exciting to hear from her. We're constantly talking to other people. We are going to be inviting some patients with lipedema and lymphedema to speak and share their stories and how they've modified nutrition to suit their lifestyle, their preferences, their tolerances, all that kind of stuff. So, and how it's affected their lipedema and maybe other conditions that they might have. So I think this is going to be a fabulous, as usual, as we do twice every year, another great heart to heart. Catherine has some information for everybody about just for you, just for you that are listening here. We have a fabulous discount, Catherine.
Well, I want to start by saying Christine Halverson, I hope I said that right, just signed up for Heart to Heart. And well, first of all, welcome. We're so glad you did. But I have good news for you. As soon as I saw that, I'm in the midst of refunding you half of that because we have a special discount for all of our, inner circle community that comes to these Facebook lives, that have been to our previous events, and our tribe community. So here's the good news. But you got to do it right away, you guys, because this is only till tomorrow. We wanted to do something special, and so many of you are so supportive of us. In fact, all of you are. So this is a super early bird special. As Leslyn and Siobhan have been talking, Keto and Beyond. And the special is only until Saturday, which is tomorrow. And there's that is the link. Forget it. You know what? You just need the coupon code. That's not right. Hold on. Let me fix that.
Okay. So, well, Catherine is working on that. Just hear what she said is that this is only what we're going to get together for you and have it posted so you can follow that link. It is going to get you quite a deep discount, save you a lot to join us. Christine, of course, you're going to get a partial refund because you signed up so quickly. You didn't have a chance to get that coupon.
Right.
This is exciting. I mean, it's going to be, our events are astounding. And so it's well worth what we charge, but for our community here who really comes to us all the time and supports us all the time, we really wanted you to have a really good discount.
So the coupon code is HM24-A97. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to show you, because you need to X out of the coupon that's there now. We're giving you a better deal.
Yes.
That's what the bottom line is.
So Catherine is going to show everybody how you're going to you're going to follow the link, and she's going to show you what the page you're going to see and the steps you need to go through in order to get this really, really nice discount.
At least I think $100 is pretty cool.
Yeah. And you say on
can you guys?
Yes, Catherine, what you say on the banner, it says for a $300 discount. So that's $100 plus the one that's already there. So for a total of $300.
Yep. The cost is, our regular price is $397, but we do graduated super duper specials. This is the super duper special because this is for the community, and you guys are going to pay $97, and then everybody else is going to pay a little more.
Yes.
So what you have to do is you go into here, and you can see that here's a discount. You're going to X out of that, and you're going to put the coupon code that I put there. Oops. Okay, so this should work.
I don't think it's CM.
It's HM.
What is
It's
it?
HM24. Yeah. So everybody's looking at that. It's HM24-A97.
And there you got a $300 discount.
Yeah. Yes.
Take advantage of it. It's only till tomorrow, and then it's going to go up to. It's going to end up going up. So yep. I think that's it. Good. Thank you, guys. I mean, it really does take a team, at least with me. At least with me, but I'm doing better.
Yeah, but follow that link.
So I can say that to everyone. So
yeah. And Catherine, with everything you're going through, you're doing exceptional. You do all this stuff very, very well. But everybody follow that link, find out more about the event, and then join us and get this deep discount right now that's only available for the next 24 hours or until midnight Eastern time tomorrow night.
yeah.
Also,
Yeah,
I just want to mention, Christine said that she got her refund and tomorrow is her birthday. So she said, happy birthday to me.
Yeah, exciting. Very exciting. That's wonderful, Christine.
Oh, how nice.
And we see greetings and Happy New Year from Mira Lee from the Pacific Northwest. Sandra is here from Kentucky, and Karen is here from Michigan. Julie, my neighbor, is here from Camarillo, California. Kathy from Penticton, I think is how you pronounce it, British Columbia. And of course, Christine from Jekyll Island, Georgia. Juanetta is here with partly sunny and balmy, 23 degrees up in Alaska. And Kathy says she's just outside Chicago, which I heard is quite chilly right now too. So great to have you guys all.
I think I heard we're supposed to get a snowstorm. Is that true? Does anyone from the Northeast? Are we supposed to get a snowstorm?
Yeah, please post in the chat if you know anything about this. I think I heard somebody say that they're expecting what's called a nor'easter. And so that is a snowstorm up in the Northeast, a nor'easter. And so please post about that. I think Kelly had told me that is coming through, and the change in barometric pressure kind of wreaks havoc with his head. And so difficulty with that when you have those big storms come through. So I think you're right, Catherine. Yeah, next week, Tuesday.
All right. I'm going to be hunkering down.
Yes.
For the weekend. You know what though? I got to go outside, and I got to take the windshield wipers, and not leave them on the windshield. I got to move them up.
Yeah. See, these are the things that in California I don't even know about how you in those snowy areas have to prepare. Yeah, Sandra said that Oklahoma and Missouri had a small snow. Marcia says Boston area is supposed to get some snow tomorrow and into next week too. Yeah. Yeah, so batten down the hatches. Get ready for that. And we have just a little bit of time left. And Siobhan had said that she wanted to talk a little bit about fasting. And I know that Catherine's been doing some work with fasting as well. So let's have you both talk about that. First, Siobhan, go ahead and share some of your thoughts about fasting.
Yeah, so my thoughts on fasting vary a lot, depending on how well it feels at the time that I'm doing it. So I had decided to just change things up a little, I think. About 6 weeks ago, when I started doing alternate day fasting. And when I started, I was able to get up to about 24 hours, and then I was done. Like, I was so hungry, I couldn't think, I couldn't do anything. I was like, okay, message received. It's time to end the fast. And then each time I would fast, it was just like, okay, how comfortable is it? And when it stops being comfortable, then I stop fasting. So pretty simple and pretty kind of just letting my body do what it wants to do. And more recently, the past couple of fasts have actually been 48-hour fasts because that's where I'm comfortable at now. And it's interesting, I've been talking to a few different people with lipedema, and it seems to be this like common thing that the longer fasts are a little bit more impactful in some ways. And I've also been noticing that. So it's reassuring for me that things are changing. And because fasts have been getting more comfortable, it suggests to me that I'm accessing some of my own fat. And you can't force that, which is why I've been so gentle with it. But that things are changing, I find really exciting, which is kind of cool. Changes are nice sometimes.
Yeah. So sometimes doing something like an alternate way of an eating plan can give you a little kick, little jump start. And I saw that Gail just joined us, and I know she has some thoughts about fasting too. But I'd like to go to Catherine because I know you're working on that also.
At Gail. Gail's
helping you.
Gail's been my accountability buddy.
Yeah.
And it's been amazing. I got really inspired. Gail was shared in social media about her own journey and how her family were concerned because they could see that she was in pain again. It's one of the reasons, I mean, that plus lots of others, that we're focusing on pain reduction because we all realize how important it is. And that's our theme for 2024. But anyway, Gail had posted in social media about her family expressing concern for her and how she, thought about it and said, and started to fast again. And within days, her pain was gone. And I got so inspired by it. I had been thinking about it for over a year. I kept telling everybody, I'm sick. I think fasting will help. And then I didn't do it. So I finally did it. And oh my God, it's helped so much. So I feel like, we all need to find what works for us. And, one of the things that they recommend, I've been doing some work with the fasting method, Dr. Jason Fung and Megan Ramos, wonderful, wonderful people. They have a great program in fasting. But and they recommend alternate day fasting. So I tried it. Gail, I haven't had a chance to catch up with you today because it's been back-to-back meetings, but I will. But I tried alternate days, and that doesn't work for me. I end up, so I need to fast. I think I need to fast at least 3 days in order to see the result. And so I'm thinking of maybe doing fasting for 3 days and eating for 2. We'll see. I'll talk to you. I'll call you later.
So, and this really just shows, making it individual. And in our conference, our heart to heart coming up, and that's, we start with the basic framework of these are the guidelines that we feel like are going to be good for someone who has lipedema or a lymphedema. And now, how do we make it fit for you? And I know you have some thoughts on that, Gail.
First of all, I'd like to say I'm a really lousy accountability buddy because I just sound asleep. So I'm over here taking a nap and you guys are busy in here. Oh, I'm sorry, you guys. So if I have the mattress print on my face.
I was actually wondering, Gail, if you were wearing makeup because you're like glowing. I'm not kidding either. You look great. I was like, is she wearing makeup?
This is an example of self-care. Gail was doing some self-care, and then she comes to us glowing. See, so everybody needs to take note.
I I looked up at the clock and it was like, oh, I'm so sorry. I wasn't even going to come. I thought, oh, I better. I see all these messages on my phone. I didn't even read them. I just got on. Anyway, you're right. Self-care and naps are, I had a late night. Yeah. So naps are really good. Naps are good. And I can say that. Okay, go ahead, Catherine.
Gail always tells everybody. Gail always tells everyone to do the hearts. Do the hearts right when you can for Gail.
That's right. Send some. I don't even know how to do it. So look at me.
The hearts
okay,
for
you
Gail.
can juggle for me.
You know what I mean, okay, Gail?
It didn't have a hard night. I just had a late night because I was out gallivanting. But anyways, so as far as everything being individual, it's quite amazing when I look at the four of us here on this call, and all four of us eat differently for different reasons. If we fast differently for different reasons. But we all there's no fasting police, and there's no keto police. There's no nutrition police out there who's going to slap us around or anything, But what there is there's support to help you find your small individual changes. Because, for example, fasting can start with just simply not eating breakfast at 7 a.m. and eating it at 7:30. Yeah. That can be the way you start fasting.
Extend your overnight fast by a half hour at a time. Yeah.
Right. And always, always, always make sure that if you're on any medications, that you're taking them as you're supposed to take them, with or without food, your hours. We have people who have to have, especially those of us on thyroid medication, we have to always watch when we take our medication as compared to when we eat. People who are on blood pressure or diabetes type medications know that you will get that you might or warfarin and things like that. You have to be monitored always.
Right.
It's not something to do willy-nilly.
Right.
You just have to make sure that your medications and your food, when or what you're eating, doesn't have adverse effects, because your blood pressure can drop quickly when you fast, and so can your glucose. I know that I watch that, my glucose. It can drop quickly, and so you have to make sure that you're not over medicated, or that your medication doesn't have an effect. And the same thing as far as psychomeds, that didn't come out right. Psychiatry meds that your psychiatrist has prescribed to you, because you're going to get I just found out in the book I'm reading, you're going to get dopamine reset. And Catherine and I are reading the same book. She went, what? Yeah, you can actually reset your dopamine threshold with fasting. And so you've got to be very careful and not just do it willy-nilly. But the power that I have found from it this time, and I've done it since 2018, but I had to be in the right frame of thought. I had to be in the right mindfulness to be able to fast again. And there's a lot of things to consider, but man, if you can fast, you can find some great results, depending on your fast.
Yeah. And so, and I know that we're considering offering another course in this specifically for people with lymphedema and lipedema, some coaching and support for doing something like fasting. So there'll be more on that, but we want to just talk about individually what we're doing here, and love to have you guys share your story as well.
You have a time.
I do. So we're going to have to wrap this up. I would love to have you just address Marsha Black's question. She wanted to know about the VIP.
Yeah, the replay access. which includes VIP, is an additional $197. So if you are sign up for the live access because you're getting it for $97. And if you want the additional, it is an additional $197.
Okay, so that is for our April Heart to Heart Keto and Beyond. So we've got all the links there for you to check that out. It was wonderful being here with everybody. Nice to have you join us, Gail. and we'll see everybody next Friday, same time. Bye-bye, everybody.